this serves as a handle to break these things. I don't know. Question: should I use the flat end or the pointy end? I'm going to use the flat end. Here goes nothing. I see a crack propagation. I believe that's good news. Nope. Aren't you supposed to have some sort of water inside? There you go. Can I break it now? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that's one. I have 3 more to go. Okay, if you're not from the southern parts of India, you almost never have used coconut oil for cooking, right? Me, I love coconut oil. We make a lot of dosas in our house, and I love the smell of coconut oil in them. Unfortunately, if you live in other parts of India, for example, the eastern part of India where I live in West Bengal, you don't have a supply chain of edible coconut oil. All the coconut oil that you will find on the market is actually made to be used as hair oil. Yeah, we Indians, we put a lot of oil in our hair. I have no idea why. I hate that, but anyway, different topic. So, you don't have a supply chain of coconut oil for food. We also don't have a very nice service that we have in certain neighborhoods in southern India, where households will keep these, will dry these in the sun and keep them and collect them for the entire month. And once a month there will be a guy who would go around the neighborhood collecting them. He collects it and goes to what would probably be some sort of an expeller press or an oil mill, extract the coconut oil and then sell it back to you for a fairly small price. So I don't have that luxury in my neighborhood here in Kolkata. So I wanted to make some coconut oil for myself. And what I discovered is it's fairly easy to convert fresh coconut into coconut oil. And that's what I will try out for the remainder of the videos. So wish me luck. The first order of business is to remove these small pieces of coconut from the hard outer shell. Some of the pieces fell off when I was cracking them, so they are good to go. There are several ways in which you can do this. You can definitely, if you have that Indian style coconut grinder, you can use that. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use a knife and just pry at them. If you use this technique, please be very careful. Yeah, you're using a knife with a fair amount of force, so should it slip, it may hurt you. So yeah. That's the start. And now I'm going to do for the entire batch over here. It's going to take time and it's going to be tedious, yeah. But don't be in a hurry. If you're careful and slow, they should come off fairly easily. Okay, so now that I have removed all the pieces of coconut from the shells, there's one more step to do. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is necessary, but when you pry these coconut pieces out, they come along with this brown covering, and ideally this should not be a problem, but my wife insists they should be removed. So what you do is you take a knife and painstakingly remove these, like so. Now, what I'm told is if you don't do this, the final coconut oil that you will make will have a slight brown color to it, and that's really not something that I want. So yeah, that's how you need the pieces to be apparently. Ordinarily, you would want to cut as close to this brown skin as possible so that you don't waste the precious coconut meat. Okay, now that I have my coconut pieces relatively detritus free, I've actually gone ahead and given them a nice wash. I have to extract the coconut milk from them, and again, there are several ways of doing that. I'm doing the simple process. I'm just grinding it up into a fine paste, and then I'm going to filter them through muslin. That's what I'm going to do. It's not a, you can use any home kitchen grinder. And I'm not exactly sure how much this will take and whether or not I have to add a little water to get things going. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah, I think I have to add a little water. Just filtering whatever coconut meal that I made in the grinder through a piece of muslin cloth. And you know, the trick to this is squeeze like you have never squeezed before, pun not intended. And you don't throw away the pulp just yet. You can add a little hot water to this and go for a second round of extraction. Okay, after a lot of grinding and pressing, I am finally left with about 1.5 liters of coconut milk. Now the yield is closer to 1 liter. I ended up adding a little more water than I would have liked, about 500 mils of it. But that's okay, that's correctable, no issues. See, what coconut milk is, it's basically an emulsion of that coconut oil that you're after and water and some milk solids. So all you got to do is now remove the water, and we do that by boiling it off. I will be using an induction cooktop, and what you will be left with once all the water is gone is just the coconut oil and some milk solids which need to be filtered off. Now in doing so, you have to be really careful. Now you want the temperature to be high enough so that the water boils about 100 degrees, but you don't want the temperature to rise so high that you start decomposing the oil, and then that's bad. So heat it up really gently and it's going to take a long time, so you have to be patient. But in the end, I wish I have, or if you try, I wish you have a nice sample of pristine virgin coconut oil for you to use. Let's get started. I'll turn on my induction cooktop and select a really low temperature, and I am going to stir it often and check back on it from time to time to see how it's going. One more thing to remember, if this thing starts boiling vigorously, it might overflow. You don't want to do that, you really don't. So whenever you think it's boiling too vigorously, please take it out of the pan, okay? Let's see how it goes. Now what I discovered is immediately after it starts boiling, the milk will kind of curdle. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but anyway, we kept going on. Well, as we boil up more of the water, the milk actually took on a consistency of, let's say, wet toilet paper. I don't know, that's the best way to describe it. It was at this point in time that the mixture really started to smell like coconut oil. Probably at around the 2-hour mark, we first started seeing the oil kind of wanting to separate out, and that process basically continued as we kept heating. So this has been cooking for the better part of the last 2 hours now, and it's roughly done. I'll show you in a sec here, but the oil has separated, and whatever is left of the solid will basically have a color similar to the coconut shell over here. So once the solids reach this color, you know you're done. The next part that I need to do is filter off these solids and place the oil in a nice clean bottle. Now, I was a little scared that if I put the entire coconut milk inside, it will boil and overflow. So this is only half the batch. I have the remainder of the batch still to complete, which I hope to be able to do by evening today. Okay, filtering time. Got my strainer, got a funnel, a bottle where I would like to keep my coconut oil, and I'll try not to make too much of a mess. Scoop out the stuff, and away we go. And you see the oil dripping down. That's pristine and virgin coconut oil for you. I will use this spoon to press down upon the mixture so that I can extract as much of the oil as possible. There will be a little left over, unfortunately, and what I do is this mixture that is left behind, which is this brown stuff, you can actually use it as a taste maker in your meals, so don't use too much of it. But if you want a coconutty taste, by all means go ahead. Okay, so that's one. So I finished both batches by about 7 in the evening yesterday, and this was my final yield. About 120 mils from 4 coconuts. Yeah, it smells really nice. And the thing is, I wanted to calculate the price, right? There's no real price advantage over here because this is the product that I buy online. as edible coconut oil. So this sells for 163 rupees for 250 milliliters. This one I got 4 coconuts at 20 bucks, so that's 80. And I ended up using about 2 units of electricity, 250 watts for 4 hours each batch. So that's about 2 units of electricity, 20 rupees. So 100 rupees for 120 mils. Yeah, okay. So there's no real price advantage to this. But it was a lot of fun. And if you have coconut lying around the house, you can certainly give it a try. At least I know it's a pure product that I've made myself. I actually learned this technique from my in-laws who are from Andhra Pradesh, and I really like it. I mean, these small home hacks are really fun to try out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to have my breakfast, dosa fried in coconut oil. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I'll see you in the next one. You guys have a nice day, okay? Bye.